catastrophic injury. Here's what we've got in place. We'll pay for this policy
because
for you.
You don't come back without that for dang sure. So, yes, I think both those guys, worst case scenario, they're right back where they were at this time next year. Best case, they play their way well up into the first round. Maybe lottery. I don't know. I don't know that either one of them will be a lottery guy, but you never know.
Yeah, I would say that neither will be.
But keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, and I don't think enough people are talking about this, is this year in college basketball, what do we lose? We lose all those bonus year COVID guys. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, the average age, other than Chad Baker-Mazara at USC, the average age of college basketball drops tremendously now. So these two guys come back, and I'm not saying the quality of basketball is going to drop a little bit in the game, but now the quality of experience is dropping a little bit in college basketball. So there's an opportunity for Pettiford with more playing time, a starter. They're going to run the offense through him at Auburn. And Philon with no Mark Sears to eat up some scoring, that those numbers can look a little different. More freedom of playing for Philon and Pettiford, that they could look more, maybe not lottery, but more entrenched in the first round as players for this upcoming year. I think the opportunity is there for both of them.
Yeah. But if you're not in the
Welcome into the Pennant Grace. My name is Emily Grace. This is Ush Sisk, and we talk about the Braves every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:15. But we kind of let you guys down on Tuesday.
We did.
We weren't around. No. We're not casting stones here by any means.
But we're back.
But we are back.
And the Braves are back, and they're playing right now.
I know. We did do a watch-along a couple weeks ago, and that was really fun. Unfortunately, we did not plan to have our different snack foods and things like that. But we will be keeping you guys updated as the Braves play Game 2 of their series against the Phillies. It's a doubleheader today, so first pitch was at 12:05 Central Time. And second game tonight, first pitch will be at 6:45.
0-0 right now. Let's just blame not having snacks on the rain. We can blame a lot of things on rain. It's rained so much. It's the most rainous record.
In Alabama here?
For May, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it sure is. Hey to Nick and to Hunter for joining us in the chat. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're doing better than the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, we're on a little bit of a rough patch, if you will.
It's a good way to put it.
Last time we talked, it was last Thursday. A lot has transpired since then. We've had terrible base running. We've had awesome moments from Acuna. We've had an awesome moment from Spencer Strider where he received no support. We've had just a lot, if you will. And we have a lot to catch up on.
So, and just warning everyone, gloves are off. Not my normal chipper self. Got a little edge.
Why is that?
I just got a little edge to me today. So I'm gonna not be pulling any punches today.
Okay.
And here's one thing that really makes me angry.
Tell me more.
Text my talk.
Okay. Text your talk.
You have this phenomenal moment. One of the great Braves moments in recent history.
I'm assuming you're talking about Acuna's.
Ronald Acuna Jr.,
Yeah.
the best player on the team. The what was recently discussed also at social media, the most talented Brave of all time was, I forget the writer that said that, and there was a lot of attacks like Hank Aaron's the best.
Yeah.
Of course Hank Aaron's the greatest Brave. Chipper Jones, much better Brave. The most talented, and Chipper Jones agreed, most talented Brave of all time, Ronald Acuna Jr. Does everything. First at bat, first pitch.
Chills.
Right? And the place is just a madhouse. What a moment. What a tremendous
Just
everything.
Welcome back, Ronnie.
And it's just diminished, or it's not highlighted like it should be because, of course, they don't win the game, and they're not winning very many games. And I want to talk about why that is.
Okay.
But, you're coming off an extremely frustrating series in our nation's capital. Mm-hmm. If you look and you go back and look through numerous years of elite teams, championship winning teams, one thing they have in common is they step on the neck of bad teams.
Yes, they win when it matters, and they win against teams that they should win against.
Yeah, and so if you're Atlanta, you have to beat teams like Washington. And so that was very disappointing. And then you have San Diego, and, I don't granted, that's an elite team.
It is.
But you're playing them at home with your star player back. If you wanted juice, the record when you have Strider and Acuna both on the roster of the Braves is phenomenal. You got them both back, clicking on all cylinders. Now it is. Here it is. Here's the time to shine and to lose that series, and then you lose game one.
In the way that went
against
down.
Philadelphia, and you're walking in runs.
Right. It's not at all ideal. It's not where the Braves want to be. It's not where the Braves need to be. As a Braves fan, I'm sure you're frustrated. Robert says missed last week, but back in the pit of despair.
Welcome,
That's
Robert.
fair.
The pit is comfortable.
It is.
Plenty of room.
Come join us.
Wallow. A pit is where you wallow. You wallow in a pit, okay? That is what a pit is for. A pit is to wallow. So wallow with us in the pit of despair.
I feel like the Pennant Grace, we're very real with you guys, all 169 of you that are on watching. We very much so appreciate each of you.
I love all 169. How about you?
All 173, actually.
I love all 173.
I love all of you. And I feel like it's an emotional roller coaster on a weekly basis because our good weeks as a Braves fan are here.
Yes.
Our not so good weeks are really, really low, if you will. And this is one of those low points because it seems like we get so close to tying it all up in a bow, and it's perfect. The offense is producing. Pitching is great. Defensively is solid. And then you have moments like this where nothing is coming together, and yet you have the ingredients where on paper it should be.
And I'm always hesitant on, I'm not the one hitting that panic button too often.
Usually it's me. We can admit that.
But I want to be realistic. And here's one of the big things that has nothing to do with Atlanta is the landscape. The National League is loaded right now. Now, I granted, we're not even to June yet. It is loaded. So Atlanta's 25-28.
9.5
games back. They're 5.5 games back in the wild card. So obviously in their division, they're looking up to Philadelphia and the New York Mets. Obviously in the West, you have the Dodgers and you have the Padres and you have the Giants. Actually slipping is the Diamondbacks, who the Braves are going to see early in June. They've fallen off a little bit too, and so the Braves are slightly above them, but they're behind those three West teams. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Hang on, we haven't got to the Central yet.
No.
So who has a better record and a better winning percentage than Atlanta in the Central? The Cubs? Yeah, well, the Cubs do. Well, the Cardinals have been playing well, so them too? Yeah, them too. Is that it? No, it's not. How about the Reds? How about the Brewers? When have we talked about the Brewers?
Not often.
That is 4 of 5 NL Central teams have better winning percentages right now than the Atlanta Braves. And so as we start looking to cast stones, and we start looking to place blame, because the blame game comes into effect.
Yeah.
Great tweet from Mark Bowman on this. Since May 4th, the Braves 11-10. Okay, so one game above 500. So that hot
since
streak
May 4th?
Since May 4th.
Okay.
Incredible hot streak of the Braves, right? Where they had the best record from like
April 18th
until basically that. So bottom hasn't fallen out. It's still winning baseball, but it's just one game over. In that stretch, they had the 4th best ERA, not in the National League, in Major League Baseball. 4th best.
4th best.
So, yes, game 1 against Philadelphia, the bullpen let you down, but I don't want to hear about pitching. And if this sounds familiar to you, it should be. It's called 2024, okay? The problem is the offense. And with that said, yes, I wish we could have made more moves. For whatever reason, it didn't happen in the offseason. Yes, there were some things that we could have improved on as a team in free agency that the Braves didn't do. I don't want to hear about that either. That is secondary. The guys who are there, who are being paid, are not producing at the plate. That's my hot take.
I love this.
Not that hot, by the way. It's pretty obvious.
It's obvious, but I love this energy from you. You've got some edge, like you said. We don't see this from him a lot. Usually this is me.
It's frustrating because guys aren't producing, and they'll do something great, and you'll think,
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, Michael Harris especially. He's one of those players.
I hate to do it. I hate to rag on your birthday buddy.
He's my birthday buddy, guys. If you're just joining us, all 206 of you, me and Michael Harris are birthday twins, March 7th, 2001, both from Atlanta. We could have been in the nursery together. I want to somehow get that to him.
I think you probably were.
I think so. Northside Hospital, represent, also a sponsor of the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
But in, due criticism, he is locked into a long-term deal with the Braves, and he's simply not producing. And he's not the only one by any means. But when you talk about having those moments of greatness, they're few and far between. And when they happen, they do matter. Don't get me wrong. But when you look at this lineup, there's no consistency. And that has been a struggle of the Braves, like you said, since 2024.
I got stats on all the lineup.
Okay.
As far as your primary guys. No, it doesn't have everyone. So let's start with Michael Harris a second. He's batting .223. He has 3 home runs and 31 RBIs. His OPS is .587. That's pathetic. Okay, you got to get on base. Too many strikeouts. Look at those Flames hot takes aplenty. Golly, we work with the best in the biz.
We do.
Scott Forrester and Lionel Johns behind the glass, taking care of us as always. So that doesn't sound very good. Marcel sitting 279, 9-24 for him. Eli White's come back down to earth a little bit, but a respectable 264, 2-13. Verdugo, 270, no home runs, but 10 RBIs.
Yeah.
Austin Riley, 272, 8-28. Matt Olson. Hey, Matt Olson, this one's for you. 234? Really? He's got 12 homers. He's going to lead the team. The season's over. Matt Olson will have the most homers. I'm
I don't
pretty sure on that.
A hot take on that one.
234? Atlanta pays you more than 234. Nick Allen, 246. Also no homers, 12 RBIs. Ozzie Albies, 240. 5 home runs, 19 RBIs. But last 7 games, 360.
Yeah. Ozzie,
we've been hard on him, but he's really been playing well.
And that's kind of an unspoken storyline that is taking place, especially he delivered last Friday. He got, if there isn't the base running error, whatever happened there, Ozzie delivers.
Yeah.
And that can't be overstated.
I've been pleased with that. That leaves catcher position.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated to see what Atlanta ends up doing long term. Sean Murphy's batting .216, which sucks. 8 home runs, though, is great, and he's got 18 RBIs. Drake Baldwin is the best player on the team right now. He's batting .337.
Your Rookie of the Year candidate.
He's about at that as far as his last 7. Pretty close. I think he's .330 his last 7. So .337 on the year with 5 homers, 15 RBIs. I'm really interested to see. One thing I'm convinced of at this point. I'm absolutely not pulling the plug on the playoffs at all.
No, I don't think anyone is. Well,
Braves ain't winning the division. I'm telling you that in May, okay? They're not going to win the division, but I think that Atlanta could get a wild card. But we always have fool's gold, right? You always have teams that look like something and fade. And so I don't think all of those teams, especially in that Central, can keep up what they're doing.
No, they can't all stay hot, but the Braves have got to capitalize when they can.
Now,
this series with the Phillies.
That's right. Now, am I saying the Braves are going to make the playoffs? I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that they can make the playoffs. But one thing I'm positive on, because I do think if they make it, you're looking at a wild card team and a first-round exit. Here's what I'm getting pretty positive on. That next year looks different. I think you have a different manager. I think you have a different DH. I think you have some new faces in the mix with the established guys.
Yeah. Well, Robert says, will ownership realize there's a problem and address it? I think at this point in the season, you'd be crazy not to, but a lot of these questions that we're having, we had last season.
Robert, this offseason aside, which obviously didn't work out, when is Anthopoulos not, I'm as frustrated as anyone, but we have to give credit where it's due.
Of course.
He's made great moves. And so I think, yes, they will realize there's a problem, and I think, yes, they will address it. And I think that those changes this season could get them into the postseason, possibly.
Possibly.
But I still feel like that this will end up being Brian Snitker's last year. And if that's true, the guy has given his entire professional life to the organization. I hope it's handled very well.
Well, and there were hints about that wouldn't necessarily be news, I would say, to most Braves fans that have followed this, if this were to be Brian Snitker's last season. And I think in a lot of ways, there is the argument to be made that it's time to get some freshness in that position with the Braves. But I think, for the average Braves fan, it just feels like this is another season where it's the same questions lingering with no foolproof solutions to turn this around.
Yeah.
And what do you do? Because they did let me say this, they did bring in a different hitting coach.
They did.
To address the offensive issues at the plate. They did do that. And it has not come to fruition yet.
It has not.
That is something, when you're considering the full picture, there were steps made. The argument is that it wasn't enough. The Braves didn't spend enough. They did acquire some land near the Battery, the Holdings Group. But it is frustrating because, we're to May, almost June, and the discussion is hopefully it's a wild card team.
Yeah. Who are the teams you're looking up to in the National League? Philadelphia, L.A., San Diego, New York, all big spenders.
Big spenders. You have to keep up with those kind of teams.
They spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Chicago spends a lot of money.
And I think the Braves have gotten away with almost. They haven't forked over the cash, and they've been seeing results.
Correct. And they signed so many team-friendly long-term deals.
Yeah. Ozzie, Acuna.
But these
Michael
guys have
Harris.
to produce. Again, to me, it's without question the major problem is guys on the roster not producing at the level they are expected to produce at.
Yeah.
If they start doing that, then the team starts winning. No one's pitching is perfect, but it's not the fault of the pitching. It's absolutely not the fault of the starting pitching.
Yeah, the bullpen has been shaky, to say the least. And that was an area that, a lot of people wanted addressed. And I would agree on that front. Now, you do let two of your best, guys walk, and there's a lot of discussion about that as well.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of things being unearthed about Freddie, about Dansby, and things of that nature. And so I would say the temperature right now of Braves country, and let us know in the chat, it's pretty heated right now.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
We're getting Profar back, but I don't know. None of us really know what are we getting.
No, because if you go back and you look, it's really hard to replicate what he did last season. And there's also discussion of, was he enhancing his performance?
Well, yeah. I mean, the guy is a good player who had a phenomenal year last year.
Phenomenal. Not career-wise, but last year.
Signed on that year.
Yes.
More than anything.
Not
and so
historic,
I don't know what Atlanta is getting with Profar when he comes back.
That doesn't comfort me. I don't know if it comforts you guys, but that does not comfort me to have Profar back.
Because that's happening in June.
Yeah.
So I can't believe Sunday is June 1st.
I know.
So it's right around the corner. A lot of talk about
the Phillies uniforms?
Yeah.
What are they in?
They're in the retros.
Oh, those are good.
Scott Forster, am I correct on that? We do not have the game on here in the studio, but
oh, there it is. Hold on.
we got it now.
We got it.
There we go.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Those are really
I'm
pretty.
gonna put that.
The powder blue.
So not only the powder blue, Scott, I don't know, see if you agree with me on this. To me, the Phillies are that burgundy. I think of them in that shade of red versus what they wear now.
This combo is just it's awesome. I don't care anything about the Phillies, but I would I'd rock a jersey or
so
something.
yeah, nothing against what they wear now. They're good uniforms. They're red, white, and blue. No problems. But to me, this is the quintessential
Phillies.
Mike Schmidt era, the Phillies uniforms.
It's got
I
a
love
little-
that shade of red with that blue.
It's got a little Ole Miss feel to it.
A little
the
bit.
Powder blue.
Yeah, a little bit. And so I would put that in my top 5 of retro uniforms. And just credit to Philadelphia, by the way, for wearing a retro uniform rather than a stupid City Connect.
The Mets were in City Connect against the Dodgers, and I hated it. It's not good. That purple.
Gross. Yeah.
We have a. Oh, go
Speaking
ahead.
of great uniforms, because we
Still
have
probably better than the Bulls thing.
Oh,
yeah, you're going to keep
Forster,
harping on that.
you
I
are.
like
You're
that
gonna bring
Bulls
that-
one.
Terrible.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I told you that I like those. For City
No,
Connects.
wait.
Yeah, he liked them. I hate them.
The White Sox red
All
pinstripe.
red.
Yeah.
I thought you hated those.
No.
Okay,
No.
I want to pull receipts on this.
I don't like any City Connects, but on a City Connect sliding scale, those are not bad uniforms.
Who's your least favorite then?
I showed you those Giants atrocities that were made at
Like the Miami Vice
the
ones?
airbrush. No, they're made at like the airbrush station and Gatlinburg. It's the Gatlinburg Giants.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I don't know how to spend my last $10. Should I get taffy or should I get this airbrushed Giants jersey?
I guess I did forget about that. But for sure, you hate those
They're
all
terrible.
red.
I like those, Scott. I think those are.
I kind of like the Bulls.
Yeah, because I love those Bulls uniforms. Those are elite to me. Anyway, I was saying we do have softball on in here, and
We have
the
softball
Florida
on?
Gators, the Florida Gators softball uniforms are absolutely phenomenal. Shades of the Los Angeles Dodgers, except you got the orange instead of the red on the number. But
I like
those
the
are
classic
really,
Texas.
really
We are a
clean.
Brave show, but we're talking about softball.
There
Well,
you go. Ush.
Oh,
Here's
there
your
it is.
here's your
Yeah,
Giants.
there you go. Hatred. Look at those.
Okay,
Look at the font.
That doesn't really I mean, I don't know. I hate the Mets more, I think.
No, that needs to say
PCB.
It looks
PCB Spring Break 25.
Like, it looks like they were going for that like graffiti hand style.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
It
with
doesn't.
with
Or
San
that
Francisco.
That looks
Okay.
like the font that would be used for like Trolls 3
Yeah,
in theaters
yeah,
near
yeah.
you.
Yes.
Tyler, is that accurate?
Yes, 100%.
But I like the trimming on the sleeves.
No.
I like that.
No.
It's a little fashion.
What is it, hypercolor?
I don't know. I
The
like
SF is awful.
I hate that.
Everything about that's terrible.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, the SF is real bad.
I just don't understand how you don't hate the Mets one more.
I hate the Mets one.
But you hate that more?
Oh, yeah. Not even close.
Let us know in the chat. We're kind of getting off the rails here. I had to stand up even.
So,
I'm not even in my chair anymore.
good, as we mentioned, good pitching matchups. A.J. Smith-Shawver on
Yeah,
the mound
there are
for Atlanta. And he is taking on Christopher Sanchez. And then we've got, and tonight
Cy
we've
Young.
got, Wheeler and Sale.
Yeah,
that
gonna
is
be
a
great.
heavyweight fight.
Yeah, I'm
man.
excited for that. It's going to be good. It's a good day of baseball, and obviously for us, we're hoping that the Braves can produce. I'm expecting tonight to be a pitcher's duel. I hope it's like that. I hope that's the game we're getting into, because when you have Sale and Wheeler on the mound, it's going to make for good baseball.
I thought, so Strider was great.
Yes.
In game
Yes.
one. Great. Ranger Suarez was really, really good and fun to watch, to be honest with you. He did such a good job. You know, Braves got more hits on Suarez than
Right.
the Phillies got on
On
Strider.
Strider.
They just had that run when they
Yes.
pulled Strider, the one run in the game. But Strider pitched fantastic, so that was fun to watch those two going at it. Ranger Suarez is really good. The Phillies, that rotation's really good.
It's really good. I didn't have a chance to tune in. I was down in Destin, actually, at the coaches' meetings. We've been spending some time at the beach.
Speaking of the beach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a little Pennant Grace beach moment.
we did.
Yeah, it was
We
fun.
did. Can you send that to Scott? Can we
No,
get
he
that
already
up?
has it.
He has that?
Yeah, look, there we are.
They were on the beach. That is in Seacrest, Florida, the very posh, the very elite 30A. We had our butler take that picture.
We did.
We
We had a great time.
had a great time. So that is
Yeah.
EG and my wife Megan, myself, and Mikey, who was a killer, an assassin, Tyler, at bocce ball.
Bocce
You
ball.
ever play bocce ball?
Bocce ball's fun.
Yeah, bocce
Yeah.
ball's fun. Play that on the beach. Couples going at it. We had 4 couples, so
Yeah.
it was 8 of us playing. And man, once Mikey got his groove in, he was unstoppable.
Yeah.
Do you guys like to throw like the initial ball close or far?
Far.
I thought I was better at about mid range, but
kinda like
but let's be truthful, Tyler, I was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, it took me a second to get in my groove. I'm extremely competitive. I don't know if you can say that about yourself.
You're extremely competitive.
Okay, he said it for me. And I was getting really frustrated because I couldn't get the weight down.
Yeah.
But once I started cooking, it was
Well,
was
also
good.
too, you're playing on sand and
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
bad
yeah.
bounces.
First time playing.
You never know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
I'm not good at anything. We played
Except the show.
We played Mexican train dominoes every night. I was terrible at that too.
But
But we had a great time.
But do you know what
and-
you're good at?
Do what?
You know what you're good at?
What's that?
Dressing yourself.
You better know I am.
And where do you go?
So I'm glad you brought it up because it's a double shot. I'm not only good at dressing myself, I'm a big boy, but also I'm good at saving money. And I do that at
Yeah.
Roback, roback.com. Enter code PG20 at checkout and save 20% off your entire
Entire
first
order.
order. Not 10, not 15, 20%. Roback.com, code PG20.
PG20.
If you're going to the beach, does Roback have you covered there?
Yes.
You bet your bell bottoms they do.
We
They got
saw-
you covered in just about anything.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Roback. I was actually, like I said, back down there yesterday. Quick
Yes.
little 24 hours. A lot of rowback that I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get in the know. PG20 will do that for you.
It's taken over, so
Yeah,
join
it's a
the
movement.
Yeah, so that looks good. Rowback looks good on anybody.
Yes.
Tell you who else who's looking good, and I'm happy to see this.
I am too.
Looking good in purple and black, and that's our old friend Orlando Arcia, released by Atlanta
On Sunday.
with Ronald Acuna Jr.'s return.
Let me stop you real quick.
Yes.
Do you feel like the Braves needed to release him?
Yes.
Okay, so you're in full support of that.
It was the right move, and now he gets to play every
Yeah.
day. And granted, it's for a bad team, but he's playing every day.
Yeah.
Listen, here's what I love. Orlando Arcia sees his playing time disappear. I mean, and it was quickly.
Poof.
It went from, I think they may split them a little bit, to Orlando ain't playing.
Yeah. And he's the kind of player that does, like most players, but he needs that everyday start.
Right. And what we saw is Orlando Arcia leading the dugout, cheering on his teammates every time. Every time they
Yes.
would cut to the dugout,
Yeah.
he was in the mix,
Always.
engaged, cheering on his teammates. Says a lot about his character. He was a good Atlanta Brave. He was a 2023 All-Star. It was a good run, and I wish him nothing but the best.
Yeah, and he is definitely performing well in his first start with the Rockies. So we do wish him nothing but the best. He'll always be a friend of this show.
And I like that it had nothing to do with, contract
Yeah.
or politics. Nick Allen outplayed him and earned the spot.
It was a
Simple
clean,
as that.
It was a clean break. So he went 2 for 3 at the plate. He officially signed with the Rockies, and we do wish him nothing but the best going forward. And I think it's nice to see him doing well.
Boy, that purple and black's a bad combo.
Yeah,
by
I
the
don't
way.
like that either.
It's really
We've had a lot
bad.
of fashion talk today.
But that never looks good.
No,
Like TCU doesn't look good.
I think they have some. I like their lavender stuff.
I do respect that the Rockies, in their entire existence, have never changed the logo and
They've been classic.
they've kept all that. That's been the same. They started. They came in with the Marlins, and the Marlins have changed theirs
A million times,
Yeah,
it feels
3
like.
times in just that time. And their best look by a country mile is their initial look,
Yeah.
which was not a bad uniform at all.
Kelsey Wingert, old Brave Southland reporter, is also with the Rockies.
It's with Colorado now. That's right.
Yeah, she's been there the last couple of years. Great person. She recently had a baby, so I'm not sure if she's back with the team just yet, but she's also with the Rockies.
Very, very popular sideline reporter.
She is who inspired me to get into this business, actually.
How about that?
Yeah, I don't know if I've shared that before. And so I am from Atlanta, as you guys know. And so back when the Braves, you could just turn on and watch them. It wasn't like this whole ordeal on Bally Sports South. In high school, I was actually going to Ole Miss, and I wanted to go to law school. And at the last minute, I saw Kelsey doing what she does. I said, I want to do that. Went to Georgia Southern, and now here I am.
Speaking of Atlanta and your roots,
Yes.
U.S. News and World Report just released
Johns
I think it's the top 250
Yeah.
places to live. My city, Hoover, Alabama, was number 25 out of the entire nation.
Nice.
Number 1 ranked from the state of Alabama. But number 1,
Was Johns Creek.
Johns Creek, Georgia.
Yeah, we get a lot of hate in Atlanta, and the numbers speak for themselves. I was surprised about that.
I've heard nothing but good things about Johns Creek.
Yeah, it's a great area, good schools. I'm a Marietta product myself, but congratulations, Johns Creek, for making Atlanta look good.
I was thinking that simply the McWhorter connective tissue would propel Marietta.
Yeah,
higher.
no, my grandma's an East Cobb legend,
Yeah.
Judy.
Yeah.
She really, the foundation of East Cobb is on her shoulders.
Yeah. So maybe with the show we can kind of maybe boost
Yeah, no, I agree.
Marietta's
And
standing
the Braves
there.
are Smyrna, Marietta.
And we hope that Atlanta can boost their standings. It would do a lot to get a Thursday sweep, wouldn't it?
It would.
How good would it feel where you could say, not only did my team win today, they won 2 games today
That would be incredible. That
against
is
an elite team.
Right.
A rival.
And you're 9.5 games back. This is the time to make some noise, make some movement. You've got 2 games today. Go out, win them, and go from there.
Yeah, and you're going to close out the month with Boston, this time playing them at Truist. So
At
you're
Truist, you're
at
going home.
And so you're never out of it until you're out of it. That's pretty deep.
Yeah.
The White Sox, I guess, are out of it.
They're not out of it. I mean, they're sorry for
Oh, no, they're out of it.
There you go.
They're out of it. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, you were trying to be nice. So
Okay, Well, listen, that's going to do it for us today. We had a fun show.
Yeah, we'll be back
We
regular
will be.
schedule next week. Tuesday, Thursday, 12:15. Try to avoid any more misses on that. By the way, as you saw our beach picture earlier, the first place you would have seen that is our social media.
Yes.
So make sure you're following us on social media at the Pennant Grace. And we'll throw in some post-game stuff, little
We will.
photos like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You never know what you'll get there.
Yes, and also listen to us on podcasts. We are there on Apple and Spotify. Give us 5 stars. We'd love to see you guys over there. If you have anything that you want us to chat about, any thoughts, we're pretty active on our social media. So make sure to find us there. And every show that we have, we just really enjoy this. So we're happy that, everyone here today, whether you've checked us out or not, we're appreciative that you're here. And we will be back when, Ush?
We'll be back Tuesday at 12:15. We hope that you'll be joining us as well.
Yeah.
Whatever happens from here and there, we'll have plenty to talk about. I will be probably a little more my softer, more
Teddy
jolly,
bear.
jovial
Kinda like
self by
switch
then.
personalities.
Yeah, well,
It's
it feels
fun.
good. It's
Yeah.
cathartic to kind of let it out.
Yeah, it is. Okay, Braves Country, we will see you Tuesday at 12:15.